Hey guys, Lily Kona here. And I just got done with the live action One Piece adaptation. And I'm happy to report that it's good. Great. No, neither of those actually. It is the best adaptation we have had for any source material relating to anime, of course. I mean, Game of Thrones is pretty good, but that's besides the point. I'm here to talk today about just just in general the live action and what this story means to me as a reader and a general consumer of the One Piece series. So, if you guys don't know, I kind of grew up with One Piece. I started it when I was 10 and I didn't really have many friends. Now, how can an anime replace friends? And you'll see what I mean by that. I wasn't the most liked person at school. I I I got made fun of a lot. I didn't really have many friends, and one of the things that always made me feel better was cartoons and anime and just hanging out. So one day I stumbled upon this series called One Piece, and I was like, oh, this looks kind of fun. It's a goofy rubber band cartoon. That this is what I thought when I first started it. Now I did have prior experience with One Piece when I was in Florida. I was with my cousin, and it came on Toonami, and I would later know it as the Water Seven arc. And there was a lady in a train. They were fighting over her for whatever reason, and she was important to these people. And later, I would know these people as the Straw Hat Crew. So I flash back to when I really started getting into it. It was all along Park, and the scene where, spoilers for those who haven't watched or read One Piece and are on the fence about it. Before I go into this, go into the live action. It is, as a diehard fan, it is the best way to pretty much get a good way of the story. Now, you're gonna have something spoiled for you, but that's besides the point. So, the Luffy help me scene. That's maybe one of my favorite scenes, period, in all of storytelling. And, you know, having Nami cry out her eyes, grab a knife, carve out her skin because she is trapped in a relationship where a man named Arlong is taking advantage of her. She had promised to be freed from his capture. She's pretty much a slave. She's pretty much a human slave that is supposed to gather 10 million berries, or in this case, telling $10 million, to buy back her freedom for her people and her village. And, I had never seen anything like that. As a kid, I never really had much experience with stuff like that. So hearing this character bawl out her eyes for someone to save her, and our main character, Luffy, being the guy he is, grabbing the knife and saying, of course I will. Nami, you're my friend. That's a scene that has always stuck out to me. And it's a One Piece as a story has changed my life. It has gotten me through some of the darkest times in my life. And there were times where I just wanted to give up. I wanted to throw away my dream of doing whatever I wanted. I didn't know at the time, but I wanted to be a writer. And for me, the art of storytelling, particularly this story, moved me to the point to where I said, you know what? I want to make a story. I want to be a writer. I want to be a writer. And One Piece has changed me to the point to where now I I fight for my dream. I now know what I want in life, and that story helped me realize it. And it's a piece of work, yes, it's a piece of fictional work, but when I heard that there would be a live action adaptation of One Piece, I was skeptical. I was hesitant. I was even scared that they would strip away all that made it special and it would become a Dragon Ball evolution. Something that has nothing to do with the source material and just pisses and shits all over it. And when Oda announced it, I was like, oh god, Oda, what are you doing? And then, as the years went on, I started learning more. And that's when my faith in the series started to grow. The live action series. I claim One Piece to be one of my favorite pieces of work of all time. So it won't make me lose faith in the source material. But when I heard about this, I was like, okay, man, this is going to be great. And when I saw the sets and everything, the casting, it meant the world. It was like, oh my god, they might actually do it. They're they're going to actually they might be able to break the curse of horrible adaptations. So I went to my buds in college now. The series is already out by the time you're watching this. And I got done with the first episode. And me and my bud, he's also a One Piece fan. We picked up so much stuff and we both looked at each other once it was done. And I was like, that was good. And he was like, I know, man. That was good. That was fucking good. And then we had to leave because he had to go. Because he was packing and he needed to go for the day. So I came back to my dorm and I kept thinking, it's actually good. It it's actually good. And I later went onto Netflix. I sat down and I watched the entire series, beginning to end. All 8 episodes on Netflix. They're all each an hour long, an hour and 30. And without getting into any spoilers, I'm going to say this right now. This is a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I don't give that to many series, let alone adaptations. As you know, I gave the Resident Evil a 2 out of 10, a 3 out of 10. And it was a dog shit waste of time. And the fact that this adaptation that Matthew Owens and his crew have put together speaks volumes to me. I found so much love, care, and passion put into the story that they were trying to tell. And I genuinely think this is going to become the next Game of Thrones. This may age like spoiled milk, but this is genuinely something special we have on our hands. And even though I don't have the biggest following, I want all of you to go take a look. Give it an hour. Give it the first two episodes and just see how amazing it is. Because you're gonna be impressed. You're gonna be impressed. And now I'm gonna be getting into spoilers, so I'll let you wait. Get off the video and go watch it. I know I haven't said much, but this series is amazing. And I'm a diehard One Piece fan, so yeah. You ready? You back? All right. So the Luffy help me scene. I already told you that is one of my favorite scenes in all of fiction. It made me cry. It made me bawl my eyes. It made me feel like I was experiencing the anime again for the first time ever. Just a wee little kid. And it's just amazing. Just the fact that they actually did it. The fact that she's like stabbing her arm out, just ripping out the like Arlong tattoo, and Luffy comes in, grabbing the knife away from her, and being like, just stopping it. And she's like, "What are you doing here? I told you to leave. Don't you ever listen? I told you to go." And he's like, "I know." He throws away the knife, and she's like, help me, Luffy." And he's like, "Of course I will. Of course I will. Of course I will." And then you get that iconic scene, the walk to Arlong Park. And my goodness, this it it's amazing. I don't know how many times I can say it, but there are just so much love and passion put into this. Not only with the characters, they feel like actual people. They're not like the two-dimensional Cowboy Bebop characters or how they were in Full Metal Alchemist, where it's just they're just poor imitations. No, they added things to the characters that like added depth to them, added weight to them, and they didn't feel it didn't feel goofy. It didn't feel silly. And for me, I'm, t- I'm sitting here like, my goodness, this is really good. They actually did. I I hope. I genuinely hope this gets a second season. Now I know it's trending across the world. I know it's trending all across the world. It's number one on all platforms. It's trending on social media. It's number one there. It's everywhere. And for me, I think I think Netflix knows, okay, we got something special on our hands. And I hope they don't fuck it up for season 2. I genuinely hope they don't fuck it up for season 2. I swear to God, Netflix, if you do, I will come there and strangle all of you. No, not really. Don't put me on a watch list, please. I beg you. But I, man, like it's just, man, I don't know what I'm gonna say, but I was smiling ear to ear all throughout watching this, and it, it felt like I was watching the series again for the first time. I already said this, but I love what they did with Garp. I love what they did with Zoro and Buggy. Oh, Buggy, he is mwah, chef kissed. He's amazing. He really. I like how they made him this psychotic, demented person, and in the anime, he's like a goofy guy. Later on, he becomes a goofball comedic relief character, but when he's first introduced, he's actually kind of a threat. And in this, he's a threat all throughout, but he's mixed up with that comic relief self later in the manga, and I just think that's beautiful. And if you're sitting on the bench and being like, I don't know about this series, One Piece, ugh, the art style, everything about it just look there. But I haven't watched it because it's too long, or oh, the art style looks goofy. Give it a shot. It's There's a reason why it's as popular as it is. Don't be calling it mid without even watching it. I've seen you guys on Twitter, but like, yo, for me, as a diehard One Piece fan, it brings a smile to my face that this is actually really good. I would have been pissed, pissed if they fucked this shit up. And I'm glad they didn't. But that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that worked on it. Everybody on Netflix. Matthew, Inaki Godoy, and everybody else on the casting team, and everyone in the cast. You blew it out of the park. You guys are amazing. And I can't wait to see you guys in season 2. But that's about it. My name's Lily Kona, and I'll see you guys later. See ya.